Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny 5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Park Spotlight. You guys seem to like these Megaparks, so we're doing some more here today. We're going to be looking at Never Never World, created by cutriewil, a non-Discord member and just a subscriber. And here they say, hello Johnny and the Planet Coaster community. This here is Never Never World, the world of worlds, based off of the island Never Never Land from Disney movie Peter Pan. This is my very first park submission, and I've always wanted to be featured on your channel. It literally is like a dream come true. Never Never World is a collection of 5 themed areas: the Lost Temple, Kraken Lagoon, Volcano Bay, Skull Island, Tiger Lily Canyon, and an enchanted forest. The park also has hotels, resorts, restaurants, and shops, an amazing fireworks show at 10 p.m. every night. There are a total of, I believe, 14 or 15 coasters, 2 dark rides, train, boat, monorail. Please start to the right of the park at the Lost Temple entrance and make your way around the park. So I guess we're going counterclockwise. The park is best viewed at night. Watch the fireworks show up near the entrance. Due to the bug in the final version, I had to revert back to my autosave, so not everything is done. Okay, well, it's your dream come true to get featured on the show, and it is happening here today. However, you probably would have gotten featured a lot quicker and a lot sooner if you made some noise on Discord. You're a non-Discord member. You should be in Discord, especially if you're playing Planet Coaster and submitting things to the show. That way your rank shows up, we know who you are, we get familiar. It's more likely that I'm going to feature somebody we know or somebody that's at least a member. You kind of lucked out here today. I'm not gonna lie. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right on into it. Okay, well, here we are. The entrance. There's a highway driving through the city, or lots of parking garages with just nothing but taxis. And yeah, like a little bit of realism on the outside, make it nice and immersive. Now, they said that the park is best viewed at night. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, we could check out some night, but generally speaking, for the viewers, the bitrate and the textures at night are always so much harder to see in a YouTube video, especially if you're watching it on your phone. Like, if you're watching this on your phone right now, I bet you can barely see anything at all. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion, that parks, in my opinion, look better at day, unless it's a spooky park. Or you've done some sort of spectacular mystical forest or something, you know. You guys know what I'm saying. But, I mean, it's looking pretty good at night. The lighting's pretty decent. There's a good glow to it. But let's flip it back to day and see what this looks like. What I could do is just leave the checkbox off, and maybe we'll just rotate. But already looks way more vibrant. And for a Peter Pan-based park, like, I wouldn't have even seen the smoke here. And it just looks so much more vibrant. You don't see water at night. For Peter Pan, I would imagine lots of green hills, lots of water, lots of fun smoke effects. And that stuff you're just not going to pick up at night. And for me, personally, it looks a lot better. Other than these repeating rocks. Maybe that's why you want us to see it at night. Maybe not notice those as much. Oh boy. So we were told to go to the right and then just work our way around the park. The Lost Temple. Let's start things off with the Lost Temple. Yeah, your repeating rocks is something I noticed doing the B-roll, the cinematics. You just grab one rock, duplicate it up, duplicate it across. It's a bit lazy. I would find this acceptable if you were playing on an Xbox, but we're here on PC. It only takes a few seconds to rotate and make a cluster and rotate clusters. And you'll get much better natural looking rocks. Is this a train ride? Or it is? Okay. It's a train station. It's not a ride at all. It's a transport. Maybe we'll give that a ride. But no promises. We have a lot to go over today's video. 15 coasters. Treasure Mountain. Let's go. This will be a ride. Looks like a Mine Train Canyon Runner. Or a swinging mine train. Wait, we're going this way? That was the queue, right? Your, what do you call it? Landmarks, directional forces, vista points are looking pretty good. Even though I can even see the repeating rocks in the background from here. What? Whoa! Freaking game spazzes out sometimes. Even though I was making a remark on the repeating rocks, I think you have the idea right. The shapes, the distance, the directional forces, all that good stuff. Good compositions. So, I'm okay with a little bit of repeating rocks. There's a look at the stats. We have the Treasure Mountain swinging mine train coaster. Maybe we'll do Treasure Mountain at night. Here we go. All right, very fun adventure coaster. Feel like nighttime was the best choice for that. Some of these are going to feel a little bit more tailored towards nighttime, as the park was intended to be a nighttime park. And we're just going to hop down here and see where the adventure leads. Back to day for the exploration. See, I like what you've done with the pathing, the foliage, the buildings. Everything's looking really nice. I'd say the only thing that's hindered you, and I noticed the moment that coaster took off, was these repeating rocks. That's everyone has something that they can improve on, and that would be my biggest suggestion. So I'm going to point it out there one more time. You guys are going to notice it all over the park. I notice it, and it's one of the pet peeves on this channel. It just doesn't look natural when you have these repeating rocks and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not really hard to fix. It's not hard to try to work on your rock work, but everything else is looking good. So, I think we can forgive that little bit there and just focus on what was done well. But I definitely think that is one thing to improve on for next time. So, we're going to be looking at Copper Mountain Cobra Escape as a single rail coaster. I think we're going to do track view for the single rail, just because these are one of the hardest coasters in the game to get smooth, and if it is done right, we will experience that. All right. Other than the coaster needing a little bit more smoothing here and there, I like the concept of it. It kind of felt like we were a snake slithering through the forest, slithering along the grass. And then it ramped up a little bit and started becoming more of an action coaster. So I had a little bit of a storytelling in there, and I quite appreciate that. You did your theming through the coaster design itself, tried to make a slithering snake, and I think you accomplished it. It's pretty cool. Is there another way to go around here? No. So we've reached a dead end. We're going to pop on back out to here. What do we have here? Boat ride, boat ride, boat ride. We can come back to the boat ride. We have 15 coasters to ride here today. A queue. That's for the boat ride. Okay. Flat rides, tiki chikis. Now I am getting about 15 FPS. 16, 17, it goes up and down at times. I think 20 is the sweet spot for parks. So I'd say you've almost made your park too big, but it's doable. For anyone trying to make these big parts, try to slow down a little bit once you start getting to 20 FPS. It's kind of hard to tell because everyone's got a different rig. We got a water ride here. Let's check it out. The rolling river. Now, rolling rivers are generally best at day because the water effects aren't seen at night. So I say we check this one out during the day. I want to rotate around and sit back and enjoy the river rapids. got a few issues with your triggered doors. But very adventurous, fun river rapids. Went around the whole area. Quite cool. I like it. Again, I like the viewpoints, the vistas, the composition. It's very thematic, fun, vibrant. Snake Shack. It's kind of strange for a bathroom. Mayday Mayhem. What are we doing over here? Temple Run. Wasn't there already one called Temple Run? Wasn't that the train? The Temple Run? Your torch placement I've been noticing is floating and in the center of paths and a little bit all over the place. Wait a second. No, this is Temple Runner, the escape. And we have a Copperhead launch coaster. Let's give it a go. Good googly moogly. Coaster started off pretty sporadic, very quick and into the turns and the banks and back and forth. Feeling a little bit forced, but the second half was a lot more enjoyable for me. Why am I getting lost? Out the exits. Is this the exit? I have no idea what the heck is happening here. Get me out. Okay. It's a little bit of a maze in there. Ooh. Let's make sure we don't miss any rides down here. Looks like we have a dark ride. Ooh, I think this one will have to be a nighttime experience. Why is everything called the Lost Temple? Treasure Escape. Wasn't the last one called something Escape? I'm so confused. Well, let's give it a go. All right, there it is. Very fun lighting in there. Lots of animatronics, booby traps. Had it all. Pretty good little dark ride. There's the fireworks show. It's everywhere. My goodness. Maybe we'll catch it again here. Kraken Lagoon. That's quite a fun theme. I like the coral and the shells and the lighting. It's feeling very underwater. And there's the Kraken. Cool. What kind of rides do we have in the lagoon? That's one thing you're also missing is signs for your rides. I don't know what I'm going on half the time. Generally speaking, if there's a sign or something, it lets you know that you're going to a train station. And I won't get in queue for something that I know I don't want to go on. Kraken, speak of the devil. You made a sign. Let's go. Speak of the Kraken. All right. What's it gonna be? Water cascade, maybe? No. Torque launched coaster. All right, there's like the stats, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing this one at night. Seat view. Let's rip. Boom. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to mention it again, but it was so distracting on this ride and it almost took away from the experience, and I offer a solution. So, as you can see, the repetitive rocks, they're very distracting when you see them. You know, the brain picks up on repetition. It's just something natural. It's when you see repetition, it's unnatural to the eye. Patterns, unless you're trying to make some sort of illusion or abstract art. But generally speaking, the brain does pick up on distractions and on repeating textures and patterns, and we get very distracted by it. Now, usually the only time we do this amount of rock work is when we're making a blueprint, because we cannot utilize terrain in blueprints in Planet Coaster. Which my solution would be, why not just use the terrain tools for all this? Because when we pass by a lot of the scenery that was terrain and certain caves and elements, it's like, there we go. Like, the game handles the textures and the paint job and the terrain quite nicely. You can roughen it up, you can move it, you can push it, you can make it look really nice. As you can see, this little bit here has like the roughen tool on it and just a standard texture, and there's nothing repeating on it. And you can switch it up. You can put a little bit more color variation in. So if you're gonna try to do a big mountain like this, I think it's gonna be, because I mean, obviously you're doing this, right? And that could be also tedious too. Whereas the trade tool, you could literally just hold the button down and it'll go straight up and make your little peak there. So that's what I suggest. If you guys struggle with rock work, use the terrain. That's what it's there for. All right, so we went on the big Kraken. What do we have over here? That looks like the boat ride goes through here as well. That might actually be a pretty fun boat ride. I haven't set a timer on this one, but I feel like this episode's gonna be a long one, considering how many rides are packed in here. But I definitely love the composition, the silhouettes, and the way you've backlit it all with the drop lights. Oh. Trees are having the same issue over here. Okay, we're gonna leave this side of the park alone. Is that the only coaster over here? The Kraken? Oh, we're going on the big blue coaster. You put the sign in? You forgot to type the text out. Where are we going? Okay. Inverted. Nope. Flying. Electric eel. This should be fun. Let's go in the middle seat. Off we go. Whoa. So many effects and things happening. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on. Let's see the rest of this area at daytime. Definitely shines at night, but I do like the blues. It's still pretty vibrant. Could use a few more waterfalls. A few more geysers like that. Looks like there is a water cascade after all. Where's the entrance to that? And the dollar capital and the... Oh, it was here. Wait a second. Did this one have a sign that I walked by? Nope. The queue actually goes this way. All right. Blue Lagoon Trench, The Escape. Is everything named The Escape? You name one more thing The Escape, and I'm going to want to escape this park. Boom! Wow, some of these are really adventurous. 300 seconds, 1,200 meters in track length. Good googly moogly. Quite the adventure coasters. And this is only 2 sections of like 7. Let's keep going along and see what else we can find in this crazy Neverland. Volcano Bay? Sure. Wait, did we come from here? I'm getting lost. We're getting lost today. Wait, this is a... feels like a spooky area. This is a spooky pirate town. It's probably an exit to a ride, a very long exit. The exits get me rather confused. That's a fun little shanty town. Appreciate adding in the music there. We got a twisting RMC back there. That looks kind of exciting. There's a queue. And no sign. Let's hope it takes us to the RMC and not the freaking train again. No, it's gonna be the train. It's gonna be the train. It's gonna be the train. We're following the train tracks. Where's it going? There's a support there. Oh, good googly moogly. What's it gonna be? Roll the dice. It's a coaster. The Lost Cave. You sure you didn't want to name it Escape the Lost Cave? All right, let's go. Alright, that's quite a fun coaster, actually. I like all the water touchdown splashes. Now, other than whacking into a few trees. And that is definitely going to be my focal point for feedback in this creation here. Is there's a lot of things done well in terms of composition, lighting, atmosphere, but then there's just a lot of things that were overlooked or rushed. Slapping down trees in the middle of a coaster, slapping down supports right in the middle of a queue, you know, that sort of thing. Repetitive rocks, repetitive trees, the little tiny polish, the little tiny detail, even just the smoothing of the coasters, just a nice fine passover. That stuff is sort of missing. But your design elements are looking really great. Your big compositions at the back, focal points. I like it. So as a designer, I think you have the right ideas, the big vision. The vision's there. The polish definitely needs to be worked on. And as a non-Discord member, that's why I highly encourage everybody to join Discord, so that, you know, you finish this Megapark and you work so long and so hard on it, and you want nothing but praise, you know? Oh, I want to be praised for my hard work. And while it is praiseworthy in many, many aspects, it would have been legendary had you refined those last little tweaks. And as you're building these parks, you can throw up your coaster in Discord and say, hey guys, can you give this a ride? What do you think? Someone might point out, did you notice we whacked into a few trees? Or maybe you could rotate a few of those rocks. Maybe you could smooth it over here. And then you refine those things as you go, getting the help from the community. That's what it is there for. The community is super helpful. I think that's for the train. And one thing I definitely noticed with this park is the paths kind of lead you one way and then kind of get you to turn around. I don't know if that's me, if I'm a drunken driver today. I don't know. I haven't been drinking, but you know what I mean. Maybe I'm just distracted. I don't know. But I feel like I'm going down one way and going, oh, well, there's nothing else here. Let's head back. So I think joining your paths back in and around might have helped. I'll have to take a look at it from a bird's eye view after. But yeah, with the big strokes, I think you nailed it. It's the finer detailing where you've missed it. So something to work on for next time, and it's kind of a shame because you did all this work and it's pretty hard to change that at this point. I would say for the next park, shoot a little bit smaller, maybe aim for 7 or 8 coasters, 4 themed areas, and try to refine on those polish skills. The Flying Sea Serpent, prototype winged Tiamat. Cool. So one thing that came to mind, I don't know if this builder did all this rock work, because I suggested why not just using terrain. This just a tip for both the builder and anyone else. You might be using this stuff because it's hard to work around terrain, but there is an option in the options to turn off terrain collision, which means you can go through the ground and you can pass through terrain. If you don't have that on, it gets very difficult to work within these confined areas. So that might have been one of the reasons why the creator did so much rock work rather than using the terrain, because they were fighting with the terrain. But definitely turn off your collision options. And that goes for the coaster track and everything. Turn off all collision, because you can make things crash into each other and you can, you know, do some really interesting things. And it just makes the game a little bit more versatile in terms of both controls and building scenarios, what you can do with it. This is another coaster. What do we have here? Ooh. Hybrid Steel Vengeance RMC Pirates vs. Cowboys. The duel? Wait, is it a part of a coaster train? No. Why would it be a duel? All right. I want to ride some coasters a day. I'm kind of getting washed out of the nighttime experience. And then I jump on this and I go, I should have ridden this one at night. But, you know, it's so hard to see things sometimes. I get it for the underwater experiences and the dark ride elements, but look at this. You know, we get to really soak up the environment. We can see a lot more. So I want to do a few at daytime. Okay, now the dueling makes sense to me. It's a Mobius-style dueling coaster, so technically I should have let the first train pass through so that I get on the second train, allowing us to duel both of the times. But we were dueling on the second run because the other coaster caught up to us. So that's a cool concept, although a big oof. We hit a lot of supports. We smacked our head on a lot of beams, and we went right through a support right in the middle of the track. It always surprises me when I see that stuff because you guys spend all these time making these coasters, and you think, you know, you would ride it after you put all the work in. And people just build it and go, all right, there it is. Moving on. Isn't the most exciting part riding your own creation once you finished it? And if you did ride it, pretty sure you would have noticed that. But nonetheless, pretty fun experience, minus a few deaths. Good googly moogly. Yeah, I love the compositions. It's looking really nice. Great views. All right, let's see where the park takes us today. Look at this. We got freaking Frontierland. Cool. Am I in a queue? What's happening here? I'm in an exit. Why do I always find the exit? Signs would definitely help. And I think what more people you need to use no entry signs, because this could very well just be a walkway taking us somewhere. But if you put no entry or exit, then I know, like, hey, this is actually the exit of a ride. And when it's suspiciously long like that, because, like, if you want to design it quite okay, you make sure that the guests are getting off pretty close to the path. You can make the exits pretty short rather than long and winding. I would have probably put the boarding station closer to the central plaza. Anyways, we got a log flume. Tiggerly River. Tigger Lily. It's a tough one for my dyslexic brain. Tigger Lily River. Rolling River Rapids. Let's go!
Sal Capado.
Holy good googly boogly. That was the longest exploration log flume if I've ever seen one. Holy Toledos. Well, some really good views on that log flume, I have to say. Some great vistas, some shots of the park. Quite nice. Let's see what else we have over here. Do we have another, ooh, that looks like a mine train. Gold Rush, Gold Fever. Thunder Mountain looking build. Cool. Ooh. Did we go on that already? Looks like it's dueling or Mobius style again. I was like, did I just get to the freaking transport ride? Okay, Miner's Mountain. Mine Train Canyon Runner. Not the train we're looking for. This is the one. We're gonna go in track view because I don't want this train in the way. Let's do it. Great Scott. Wait, we're not even done yet. I was gonna say that felt very fast. I don't know if it's because we just got off the log flume or if it's the perspective, but that felt like a very, very fast mine train coaster. Abnormally fast, but we're only halfway through. So I'm gonna shut up and let you guys enjoy the second half. Let's see the actual speed on this. 51 miles per hour. It seemed like it was going a little bit faster, but it does feel a little bit radical for a family ride. And again, with the bushwhacking, was a little bit unfortunate. Okay, that's another coaster? Wait, what? You exit into a coaster? Oh, that's a double exit? Screw it, we're going down the exit. I can't ever find these queues anyway. Let's do it. Launch torque, is my guess. Is it broken down? Launch torque. There's like the stats. Throwing it up test mode. It's the mine driller. Let's go. Oh, maybe we'll do this one at night. We're going into the mines. Bing, 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 bing. Holy crap, that was quite action-packed and noisy. Good googly boogly. Wow. My goodness. I don't know where we've been. I don't know where we're going. With all the different landmarks, it still gets confusing. A lot of them feel similar, don't they? It's like, did I go on that? I don't know. It seems similar to other mountains we've seen. Okay, let's head on down here. What do we have? Canyon Blast. Floorless werewolf. Another blaster. Let's blast away. All right, holy moly, holy moly. How far have we come? Where did we come in? There's this whole other side back here. Fantasy Village. I quite like the vibes over here. What do we have, dueling Wendigos or something? Puff Magic Dragon Duel. I called it. Oh boy. Let's skip over the maze. We're not gonna close this. Oh wait, Mobius again. All right, there it is. Puff the Magic Dragon. Junior Dragon. Not quite a Wendigo, but practically the same thing. We're gonna sit in the back, in the very back. We're gonna pop up. Here we go. All right, one lap's good enough for me on this one. Bit of a rocky experience, and more of a racing coaster than a dueling coaster. The tracks are exactly the same, other than the crossover at the end. maybe try to have a little bit more interaction, turn them one way, turn them the other way, and then have them come on, head on towards each other, play a little bit of chicken, weave in and out, that sort of thing. But pretty cool. Is there any other coasters over here? This looks like a dive, maybe? What do we have here? Is it a dive-a-thon? Cloud Runner, Winged, Magic Mountain, The Flight. If we're flying, I want to be at daytime. All right, that's quite the memorable experience. Love dropping down that waterfall there. That's really cool. Let's take a fly around, see some of the areas from a bird's eye view, and then we'll just double check the ride list, see if I missed anything. I feel like I missed the spinning coaster. It looks so much different from the bird's eye view that I'm second guessing which ones I've been on. But we'll figure this out. There's the water world. The water world also feels so much... I feel like I only just went down one side, but I definitely remember this. Nope, I think we hit that. Wait a second. Did we go on this? The volcano blast from Skull Mountain. That's an inverted coaster. I don't think we went on the four-seater. I don't feel like we went on that one. Flying Sea Serpent was the... Yeah, okay, we've been on that. All right, Mine Driller, we did go on. So I definitely see a couple that I missed. So why don't I just grab them, give them a ride. The Wicked Whirl. This one seems like it's a nighttime thing. I mean, they're all technically nighttime, but this one's going to excel at nighttime, I think. We'll do seat view for the spin. Holy crap, that was crazy. I think we just spun my head off. Wowzers. Okay, what do we have over here? The big volcano coaster. We gotta check this one out. Deal the Mountain. Inverted four-seater. Cedar. Let's go. Sit in the middle. Off we go. All right, let's start hitting up this ride list. Make sure we didn't forget any coasters. To the park management. This is going to be tough because a lot of the rides have similar names. Blue Lagoon Trench. That was the Water Cascade. Miners Mountain, I know we went on that. Rolling River 1, yes. Treasure Mountain seems familiar. That was the Swinging Gold Train. Temple Runner seems familiar. Copperhead Strike. Mayday Mayhem, I'm pretty sure we went on that. Oh, that's okay, that's a flat ride. Lost Temple Treasure Escape. That was the little car ride. Kraken we definitely went on. And then there's all the Railroad Adventure Cruise. We're gonna skip the transport rides here today, I think. Victory 1, Wicked Whirl, Dual Mountain, Pirates vs. Cowboy Duel, Genie 8. What is this? Flat ride. Okay. Canyon Gust Duster. It's a carousel. Canyon Blast. I think we did that one at night. Yeah, there's the Triggerly River Mountain, the Magic Mountain Flight. I think that was the flying coaster. No, it was the winged launch. So we went on that. Electric Eel, Copper Escape, Drill Miner, Charoplane, Magic Cats. Okay, we didn't go on the Magic Cats ride, but I think we could skip on that. It literally just goes in a little loop. Actually, quite big. Goes in a couple loops. Little kitty ride. And then the Monte Leon. So we hit them all. Look at that. Quite a mega end-to-end park that actually runs quite decently. I'm quite surprised at that my computer's handling this quite nicely. I've seen some comments from you guys saying, like, just get a better computer, Johnny. Like, I have a top-of-the-line computer. It's called game engine limitations, you guys. There's only so much you can put in a game engine before it starts to bog it down, and this game has a limitation. I don't know why Frontier decided to make the map size so big when it's impossible to fill said space before dropping below 20 FPS. So it's up to the creator to decide when to stop and if they are happy with a 10 FPS creation or not. However, this one ran pretty decently here today. Note to the creator, first of all, come join Discord and, join the community. That'll help you improve. It'll help you grow. We can get a rating and it'll help you get featured in the future. And in terms of what I liked and what you can improve on, I mentioned that I love the compositions, the vista points and certain elements, and it came together quite nicely. Now, for me, the overall theming is kind of like meshing together and lost a little bit through the pathwork. It's a little bit chaotic. Maybe try to keep your exits and your rides closer to the pathway or flow them a little bit better. There's a lot lot of super long exits coming from everything. And they're with the no entry signs, everything missing, no signs for the coasters. It makes it kind of hard to navigate. And I think that could be fixed with a little bit of guidance in terms of no entry. So a lot of the themes start to kind of mesh together because of the path work. Because when you look at it from the top view, you can clearly see themed sections. But on the ground view, it was a little bit more chaotic, and I got a little bit lost and sometimes just stepped into a different place altogether. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I'll leave that up to you guys. But in terms of your vistas and landmarks and stuff, while they were good and awe-inspiring from the ground level, you know, my favorite is this one because you actually use the terrain. You could use a little bit more texture on there. You could do some texture variation, lighten up the top, darken up the bottom, and you can use the color palette to your advantage to make that a little bit sharper. But the ones that stood out to me were the ones that you use the terrain on, obviously, because we had some repeating rock issues on the other ones. Even though they stand out pretty okay, if you blur your eyes from the distance, they have that presence and they accomplish what they should accomplish. They're still pretty good. However, because of this issue and the repetitive nature of things start to feel samey. I'm like, did I see this mountain? Because it looks exactly like this mountain. And the only thing you have to kind of draw reference from was like, oh, that one was red coaster, this one's a green coaster. And, you know, it starts to feel a little bit samey there, where if you want to really nail the presence of the landscape, make each one of them very unique in both texture, shape, and design and builds on top. Whether you're adding a castle at the top or some sort of landmark, putting a build up there to make it recognizable and distinct from the rest would help a lot. It would go a long way. And in terms of your next project, your next park, sometimes think, you know, less is more, or quality over quantity. Not that this wasn't high quality, or it's just like there's things that you could improve on that you only know now, but you've already done all the work. So maybe, you know, by joining the Discord, getting some feedback along the way, you could have one polished area, you know, beautiful legend quality with no repeating issues, no tree smashing, no repeating trees, all the little things that you could refine and make them awesome. I think having one perfectly themed area with just refined coasters, super smooth experiences, makes that one area that much more memorable. In terms of like memorable coasters and memorable experiences, I find that a lot of my experiences from this are starting to blend together. Just narrow the scope is what I'm trying to say. That way you're not so overwhelmed by the amount of stuff, and then you go, oh, I have a lot of rock work to do. I'm just gonna duplicate it and get it over with. So that's why I think if you shrink this down in scope next time, you can spend a lot more time refining those details, and obviously utilize the Discord to get some help along the way. But with all that aside, I still had a really good time. We went on a lot of coasters. We had a lot of great experiences. There's some gnarly exploration rides in there, even an exploration log flume. Good experiences overall. Good viewpoints, good vistas. I personally like the daytime parks, or the option for daytime, and a lot of the stuff was designed for nighttime. So try to keep that in mind in the future as well. Maybe I should think about both day and night and create two different experiences. And that's that focusing in on that quality aspect, so that if we do choose one or the other, we're not ruining the experience and forced to do a whole nighttime park. To note on that, sometimes some rides are just best designed for night, such as a dark ride. Some rides are best designed for day, such as a water coaster. So knowing when to use what and why and where is also something to think about. So those are my thoughts. Overall, I had a really good time, but there are definitely ways to improve on this. I think it's a pretty darn strong effort, and I'm actually quite impressed with the size and scale and how it runs and how much you managed to cram in here. For a first-time builder, not ranked, not in the Discord, it's quite impressive. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So there you guys go. What did you think? Leave your comments down below for cutriewil. And that's going to do it for me in today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.